Congress in chaos after the top candidate to replace Speaker John Boehner stuns Washington.
Republicans have no clear idea what happens next.
The search for a new leader has left Republicans on Capitol Hill scrambling.
Talk about a historic implosion. Today, this really is Congress in chaos.
Some members were actually in tears.
While the mainstream media is more than ready, as you saw, to describe the election for House Speaker as, quote, chaos, panic, immaturity, and turmoil. But there are some folks out there who would say this is how democracy works. And it's working well, thank you. Here now, presidential candidate and Republican senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul. Good evening to you, Senator.
Thanks for having me, Sandra.
All right. So how would you describe, more than 24 hours now after McCarthy's withdrawal from the speaker race, how would you describe the state of your party tonight?
You know, I think it reflects a dissension that's out there among Republicans across the land. I think they would like us to use the power of the purse, and that they're upset that Republicans who have been in leadership haven't really used the power of the purse to try to fight back against wasteful spending, to fight back against President Obama's agenda. And I'm with them. I think we haven't used enough, and so I'm for saying, hey, we need some people who are really going to stand up to the president.
Well, you start out by saying, I think, but you know, Senator, I mean, you're traveling the country, you're talking to people on the ground every single day. What are you hearing from people as we do witness this, as it has been described, chaos in Washington?
Yeah, I'm not sure I would call it chaos. I would say that it reflects the opinion of the electorate, and Republicans are very unhappy because official Washington, a Republican-controlled House and a Republican-controlled Senate, do not appear to be controlling the power of the purse.
All right. Well, there are concerns about your Senate seat. There are some in your party that are very vocal about that, and some that want to see you spend maybe a little bit more time back in your home state of Kentucky. Do you have any plans to do so?
You know, I think we're doing quite well in Kentucky. I'm in Kentucky all the time. I live there. I live in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And I think the funny thing about it is this comes from some anonymous source somewhere, and people report it as news. But we're doing very well in Kentucky, and I'm very strong in Kentucky, and I'm there all the time. I was just there for the weekend. My son goes to University of Kentucky, and I was there for the football game. So, no, I think those rumors and stories are probably much ballyhoo, but not much substance.
All right. Well, maybe you're referencing this Republican strategist that was cited in an article in Politico today. That strategist not exactly friendly to you and your campaign, your presidential campaign, saying your presidential dreams need to end. Senate Republicans can't afford to have a competitive race in Kentucky. Do you have any change in mind as far as your presidential plans are concerned?
Yeah, I'd probably say I'm kind of tired of anonymous people giving me advice. But, no, we're doing quite well. I'm in New Hampshire today. We're just at a big rally of the Liberty Movement in the Republican Party, the Republican Liberty Caucus. And we have organized now over 350 college campuses. So I think our presidential campaign is actually going much better than has been reported.
Well,
but also we're doing well in Kentucky as well.
Well, and, Senator, to be fair, it's not just as being reported. The poll numbers are a little rough. You're 10th right now in the GOP field, and your poll numbers have dropped nearly 6 points since early July. So that's a real clear politics poll that I'm saying there. Go ahead.
But it kind of depends on which polls you look at. If you look at polls where you poll my candidacy against Hillary Clinton, we actually lead her in 5 battleground states that were won by President Obama. So part of choosing who will be the Republican nominee is picking someone who actually can win independent votes and win in battleground states. And I think that's our strength.
Eminent domain has been a very hot topic. In fact, Donald Trump was on with our own Brett Baer earlier in the week on Tuesday. He expressed his support of eminent domain and said, quote, I think eminent domain is wonderful. Listen.
So eminent domain, when it comes to jobs, roads, the public good, I think it's a wonderful thing. I'll be honest with you. And remember, you're not taking property. You know, the way you asked the question, the way other people, you're paying a fortune for that property.
Your thoughts, Senator?
I think most conservatives would find it disqualifying to have someone lead the Republican Party who actually would, through force, take away private property from a small property owner and give it to a big corporation like a Trump casino. In fact, he's used this model of forcefully taking property against the wishes of the property owner. He's used this model repeatedly to enrich himself. But I think most conservatives in the party, when they find out this is his opinion, I think they'll be running away in droves.
I want to get to this book signing because you have signed the book that Hillary Clinton sent to you following the last GOP debate. And you have now turned around, signed that, and posted it on eBay. It's on auction. How much is it fetching tonight?
Well, it's up to about $8,000, and I also gave her a little message. I hand wrote her a little message saying, Hillary, your lack of defense in Benghazi should forever preclude you from higher office. Love, Rand.
Senator Rand Paul, thank you for joining us on the Kelly File tonight.
Thank you.